This is Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
We'll check back in on the text board in just a bit at 609-403-0973. Your DMs is the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle. But joining me right now on the phone line as promised, it is the multiple division champion from Philadelphia, Danny Swift Garcia. Tale of Garcia comes to Atlantic City's Boardwalk Hall next Saturday night. Tickets on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. And he joins me right now here on Game Night on 97.3 ESPN. Danny, welcome in. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate you jumping on. So first of all, before we get into the fighters specifically, everybody knows you as a championship boxer. Everybody knows you're from Philadelphia, but now you're getting into the promoter business. So for you, what led you to want to start making that transition from being the guy in the ring to the guy promoting the people in the ring?
It's always been a dream of mine. Swift Promotions, to me, is going to be one of the biggest promotions in the next 10 years in boxing. And, I always wanted to be a world champion. I became a world champion, multiple divisions, unified 140. I won 147. And I always had in the back of my head that once my career, I get to a certain age, I want to start giving back. I want to start giving fighters my platform. I want to build my own champion one day. And I feel like the journey starts June 15th in Atlantic City at the Boardwalk Hall.
When you talk about, that next part of you mentioned with a dream of yours, and that's a fascinating point. I want to backtrack to that really quick because most people, that's not a dream. Like, that's not something that they have an ambition for. Was there something in your experience, in your life, and your observations of being around the boxing world? So, what triggered that to become a dream? Because when someone says it's a dream, Danny, that means that's something that they've been cultivating in their minds for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. So, one day it just dawned on me, and where I come from, everybody wants to be an athlete. Everybody wants to go to the NFL. Everybody wants to go to the NBA. Everybody wants to be a world champion boxer. But they never told us that, we can own the team. They never told us that we could promote their event. We could throw the event. So once I started getting so deep into this stuff, I just started looking at it different. And I want to show the fighters under me that after boxing, you can have your own promotion. You can build your own team. You can own a team. You can own a network. You could be the owner of everything. So that's my mindset now. I want to be bigger than just a boxer.
And, of course, it's Swift Promotions coming to Atlantic City next Saturday night. Jim Whalen, Boardwalk Hall. Tickets on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. Of course, the doors will open at 6 p.m., first bell at 7 p.m. Now, this isn't a one-off for you, right? So, Swift Promotions, Taylor Garcia, this isn't a one-night, come once, never come again. You have plans to be doing this in Atlantic City for years to come.
Yeah, so this year we already have 4 fights scheduled. This is the first one. We're going to have another one in July, another one in September, and then we're going to have another one in December. So we already have 4 fights lined up this year, and this is just the first one to kick it off. And, we have a schedule. Unlike other promoters, we have a schedule, and we were taking it serious, and we want to build champions and give the fans the best fights they can see at this level.
Now, one of the big names that's going to be on the card, and we'll get to some of the other guys, but I think for the average to intermediate fan out there, Danny, they know who you are, but the other name that they recognize, Bruce Seldon Jr. making his pro debut. Of course, Bruce Seldon, the man who fought for the heavyweight championship belt against some of the biggest fighters ever in heavyweight history, and now his son is going to make his pro debut right here where it should be in Atlantic City.
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about. His dad was a great champion. Now it's in his bloodline. He's from AC, and he wants to give his fans, his pro debut in a hometown. It all makes sense. It was a perfect guy to put on there. We have Sonny Consul at the main event. He's undefeated. He's 12-0. Italian kid from South Philadelphia, so he's going to bring all the Italians to Atlantic City. We have Juan Different Bree Rivera. He's 1-0. He's my fighter. We just signed him. We have Miguel Roman. He's 4-0. He's my fighter. And a lot of more great fights. So I feel like, this is going to be a great night. Every fighter is evenly matched up, so it's not going to just be a walk in the park. You're going to get your money's worth. You're going to see a show, and I can't wait. We're only 8 days away.
Now, just to give the audience some more information, again, we're talking with multiple weight, world-class, world champion boxer from Philadelphia, Danny Swift Garcia, Swift Promotions, bringing Tale of Garcia to Boardwalk Hall next Saturday night. When you mention your fighter, explain to the audience who maybe doesn't understand how that works in the game of boxing. What does it mean when you say your fighter?
So when I say my fighter, I signed him to my promotional company, Swift Promotions. Just like, Oscar De La Hoya signed me in the beginning. I was his fighter. He moved me. I'll be moving him, for the next 4 or 5 years of his career, until he becomes a world champion. And hopefully it could be, I prove myself, he proves himself, and we can have, a lifetime journey, a career journey with together in the boxing world. So basically, when I say my fighter, yeah, he signed to my promotion, and I will be moving him.
So it's kind of like when you are. It's more because when people hear it's your fighter, it's kind of like an ambiguous term, right? So it's like to let people know, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but so the audience understands. You're saying, this is someone who I'm invested in as a person, as a professional in the game of boxing, right?
Absolutely. That's exactly what I mean.
So let's hit on a couple of the guys you just rattled off there for the event next Saturday. The main event, Sonny the Bronco Canto, 12-0 with 9 knockouts. Now, people love a heavyweight boxer who can get knockouts. So for you, Danny, what makes Sonny unique?
I mean, I think I always thought that Sonny always should be a bigger star than what he is. And I remember when I first put this show together, I said, I want Sonny on there. I want that Italian kid from South Philly to come. Because I remember Gotti was like the last person who could really sell out the Boardwalk Hall. And he was Italian. And then we had Kelly Pavlik. So, I was just brainstorming. I said, you know what? I think this kid could be a star. I think he could be he could be a contender or be a champion in the heavyweight division. And I felt like he was the perfect guy to put, a heavyweight Italian kid as the main event in Atlantic City.
Tell the audience about Johnny Rivera, the different breed from Philadelphia, making his professional debut next Saturday.
Oh, Johnny Rivera, special kid. He's a young kid, 18 years old. He's a 19-time national champion. He just made his debut on April 26th in Philly at the Lil Core Center. He knocked his opponent out in 60 seconds. So to me, he's actually from my neighborhood in Philly. So we have a lot of similarities. We're from the same neighborhood. We're both Puerto Rican. It's just a lot in common. And I felt like when I saw him train and I saw the dynamic with him and his father, it just kind of reminded me and my father. And everything just made sense. And it was just like a 1-2, and it made sense. And I felt like he could be, the next Danny Garcia or even greater.
That's very cool. Tell the folks about super welterweight William Briscoe.
Oh yeah, William Briscoe. His father, Billy Briscoe. He's been around my life for a long time. Even as an amateur, he's my cut man right now. So I watched little Billy grow up in the gym. As a kid. And, I always had a special love for his family. And besides that, he can fight. I remember when I was getting ready for Benavidez, I was sparring him. And the only punch I remember getting hit with was when Billy hit me with his overhand right on top of my forehead, and he rang my bell. And I said, you know what? This kid has power. All we have to do is build his confidence, and I feel like he can be a star. And this is my second fight working with him. He did the first fight we did in January, and now this is the second fight in June. And I feel like he got so much better, and I feel like it's only time before the world see what he's made of.
Another fighter I've highlighted on your fight card, Danny Swift Garcia, Swift Promotions, Tale of Garcia next Saturday night, Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. The super bantamweight prospect, the man 4-0 Miguel Roman. Tell all the folks about him.
Oh yeah, Miguel, another kid. I inspired. I inspired as a kid. I know Miguel since when I first opened up my gym, DSG Boxing Gym in Philly. I think he was the first kid to actually sign up. He was about 10 years old or 11, 12 years old. And, I always been a role model to him. He's always been inspired by me. So he kind of came up under me. And if you watch him fight, we have a lot of similarities as far as our style. And I think he's a great kid. He's a special kid. And I can't wait to next week so he can show the world what he's made of.
Danny, before I let you go, I want you to tell the audience out there why events like this are important. Because you know what? Some people might say, man, I don't really know some of these fighters. I know who Danny Garcia is. I know who the champ is. But I might not know this guy. So tell the folks out there why it's important to see the young fighters when they're coming up through the ranks. Because this is like going to like a minor league baseball game, right? This is like seeing a guy in college football. You're seeing the future before they get to the mountaintops.
Exactly. Yes, sir. So, I always feel like, I remember when I was coming up and I had 10, 11, 12 fights, and I used to fight in Philly at the smaller venues and stuff like that. Those fans are still in my corner to this day. So I think it's very important, for these guys to build a solid foundation and fan base early in their career. And besides, fans should come out because it's going to be an exciting night. Like I said, besides who's fighting, every fight is matched up evenly. And at the end of the day, all people want to see is entertainment. And I feel like that's what we created for this fight, and that's what you're going to see June 15th is entertainment, great fights. Father's Day weekend, and I think it's gonna be an incredible weekend. Everyone should come out, get your tickets at Ticketmaster. It's gonna be at the Boardwalk Hall. It's gonna be a legendary weekend.
Again, Telly Garcia next Saturday night. Doors open at 6 p.m. First bell at 7 p.m. We've been talking with the multiple weight class champion, Danny Swift Garcia from Philadelphia. Dan, I know you've had a crazy busy week. I appreciate you making the time to call in today. Hope all is well with you and your family. Take care, my man.
For sure. Thank you so much for your time.